Hey guys, my name's Aiden and welcome to this YouTube video. So, it's release date of issue 167. I did my review this morning, but this video will probably go up like the next day. But this is me talking about predictions for issue 168. Whoa. Alright, so we're going to start off pretty fast. Hopefully this video won't be ridiculously long like some of my other videos. But, nevertheless, let's jump right into it. So, we're talking about where issue 167 left off. In the last page, it was Rick after Andrea's death, and he was just like... It's like he was taking what Andrea said in, and he was like, right, let's go. We've still got stuff to work out, you know, because the gate is down, the place is infested full of walkers, and they have a lot of work to do. And Rick's taking in everything that Andrea's just said, and he's using it as motivation to get shit done. So, where's 168 going to start? I think this will start with a confrontation between Rick and Dwight because of what happened in the last two issues. Rick accidentally murdered Sherry. When Sherry attacked Rick, he kicked her out of the way and she broke her neck on a table. And then Dwight finds out, and then Rick's like, it was an accident, I'm sorry. And Dwight kind of throws this dirty look at Rick, signifying that he's calling it bullshit. He doesn't believe a single word. Looking a bit shady. Maybe something's going to happen there. So I think the issue will start with a conversation between Dwight and Rick. Maybe they'll be able to work it out, and there won't be anything, you know, wrong with them, and they'll be cool, and nothing will be affected. But, knowing The Walking Dead, this is not going to be the case. They're going to have some beef. So I think Dwight's going to bring up the fact that Rick and Sherry were alone. So it's his word against nobody else's, meaning that they either just take Rick's word for it, it was an accident, or they're going to have some major issues. There was no witnesses. Dwight's going to find it really odd how Rick and Sherry were alone when this happened, and there was nobody else, you know, looking after them. Like, there was nobody else there, meaning that the only person alive who knows what happened in that room is Rick. I don't think this is going to be major just yet. I think maybe it'll become more of a bigger thing in issue 169, because as you know, the cover is very, you know, it's Dwight holding a gun to a kneeled down Rick. We don't know for sure yet. This is just a predictions video, so let's just carry on with it. Further on into the issue, there's going to be issues with, you know, the gates down. Hilltop burnt down back in issue 162, so they've got more people staying at the Kingdom and Alexandria, and now Alexandria doesn't even have a gate. The only properly secure place right now is the Kingdom. It's just a really complicated situation. The Saviors have now become bad people again, and there's just a lot of shit going on at once. And it might be all, you know, right to the... To be honest, all of these issues might push all the way back to the end of this compendium. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because there's a lot of stuff going on. They've just ended the Whisperer War, but the Whisperers have not been defeated, meaning that the Whisperers could come back in further on down the line. But right now, we're going to stick with talking about 168. The cover for 168, which has been on the screen the entire time, is simply just a white background with Negan and like all the Saviors kneeling down before him, meaning that this also could just be symbolism, or it could be something legit. Of course, the Saviors will not be impressed that Negan's just walking around freely after all the pain and suffering that he caused them people. So maybe the Saviors get pushed down in submission by Rick and the group. Maybe it could literally just be signifying that the Saviors get a new leader. Not that it specifically has to be Negan, but it, you know, Saviors might get a new leader, seeing as though then new one just died. There'll also be a lot of mourning, you know, because of Andrea. So I do think that everyone's going to be kind of depressed in the next issue, because it not only was it just they've lost a member of their community, it's they've lost Andrea. She's the triogenist of the entire Walking Dead series, and she has been since volume 9. And right now we're on volume 28. So, you know, she's been in it for a long time, issue 2, I think, to be exact. And it's so sad as well, because we didn't see it coming. So I think Andrea will be brought up a lot during the issue, and I also think that Rick's actions will be based on stuff that Andrea spoke to Rick about on her deathbed. I just think that Rick's going to use all of these words that she said on her before her death, and he's going to take them literally, and he's going to make sure that he doesn't slack. He doesn't give up on everyone, because at the end of the day, he's the leader. He has to get shit done, or else the place is going to fall. They need a leader like Rick. They need a fearless leader. Whether he's on the front lines or not, it's Rick Grimes, for God's sake. So I reckon there's going to be a lot of Rick possibly mourning, and there's going to be a lot of like text boxes of quotations of what Andrea said in the previous issue, and I just think this issue is going to be heavily based on everything that's just happened, because the walkers are gone, the Horde's been led away, everybody's, a lot of people made it out alive, but there was a lot of major deaths. There was Paula back in issue 163, I think Paula died. Then there was the death of Andrea. The almost death of Eugene. So Eugene's going to be messed up for a while. He's going to be blaming himself for Andrea's death for a long time. That's just who Eugene is. He's going to be blaming himself now for a long time. So I think there's going to be a bit of a Eugene page maybe in the next issue. Maybe there'll possibly be a lot of people talking about Andrea, like remembering her and stuff like that. I just think that'd be like a really good send-off for Andrea as a character. And as you guys know, the only characters still alive from Volume 1 Days Gone By are Rick, Carl, and Sophia. So I possibly think that there could be a new story revolved around Sophia, because she hasn't had a main story of her own. The only story she really had was back in volume 6 when Carol committed suicide. That's kind of the only part of The Walking Dead where she's kind of been the center of attention. I'd really love to see a development on Sophia's character, seeing as though she's one of the only characters left from Volume 1 Days Gone By, and she's still this major background character. She had a bit of a part in the Whisperer War when the Hilltop got attacked, but that's about it. So I'd really love to see something happen with her character. Maybe they'll do something like a little thing with Rick, Carl, and Sophia looking back on what the Atlanta camp was like. I'd love to see a conversation between them about that. It'd be a really good nostalgia, and I just think the fans will enjoy hearing about the Atlanta camp for the first time in goddamn 10 years. Michonne needs something of her own. I know she has the kingdom going on. I'd really love to see her go to the kingdom. I don't think it's going to happen in the next issue though. But one thing that could happen in the next issue is maybe Carl and Sophia will finally become close again. I'd really love to see them do something. Maybe even a relationship. I think as Lydia kind of broke his bloody heart, maybe Sophia can step in. She kind of has nobody except for Maggie and Herschel. I've not seen her have any friends. She got beat up a lot until they finally found out how strong she is. Like I said, I'd really, really enjoy a little story of Sophia's. I just think that, seeing as how old her character is, they've got a wasted opportunity there with a character like Sophia being in it for so goddamn long. So maybe Sophia will appear in the next issue. She hasn't made a proper appearance in a while yet. She did appear briefly in the last issue, but she didn't have any lines. But yeah, I'd really love to see Sophia do something for once. There's going to be something with Maggie complaining about how Negan is wandering freely. He's gonna, even though Rick's just lost somebody, Maggie is still gonna be complaining about how Negan is now roaming free after all the stuff that he's done. He killed Glenn, he's caused them all suffering, and Maggie is not gonna be happy knowing that Negan's now wandering free. There isn't really much else that I've had on my notes from where they left off. There's so many different opportunities. I don't have the effort to sit here and read every single one of them out. It'd be a straight up 45-minute video. So if you want me to do another one, if the video gets a decent amount of likes, I'll definitely release predictions part 2 for 168. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and see you guys later. Peace out.